FPMT Education Services. The Noble Great Dharani. Translated by Junaripo. Foundation for the Preservation of the Mahayana Tradition, Incorporated. 1630 to Southeast 11th Avenue, Portland, Oregon 97214 USA. www.fpmt.org. Copyright 2021 Foundation for the Preservation of the Mahayana Tradition, Incorporated. All rights reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced in any form or by any means, electronic or mechanical, including photocopying, recording, or by any information storage and retrieval system or technologies now known or developed, without permission in writing from the publishers. Set in Calibri 12/15, Helvetica Light, Lydian BT, and Mundlam Uni Augen 2. For help in pronouncing Sanskrit terms and mantras, please consult the FPMT Translation Services, a guide to Sanskrit transliteration and pronunciation, available online. https://fpmt.org/wp content/education/guide_to_Sanskrit_transliteration_and_pronunciation.pdf. 3. The Noble Great Dharani. In the language of India, Viramathedhara in the language of Tibet, Fatangpa Dzogchen in English, the Noble Great Dharani. I prostrate to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Thus did I hear at one time. The Bhagavan was residing in Esravasti, at Anathapiyada's park in Jativana, together with a great bhikkhu, Sangha of 1,250 bhikkhus. At that time, Venerable Ananda, who had made dharma robes after spending the 3 summer months of the rainy season retreat at Sakada, took hold of his dharma robes and, carrying a begging bowl and his dharma robes, traveled to and arrived at the place where the Bhagavan was dwelling. He bowed his head to the feet of the Bhagavan and sat to one side. After Venerable Ananda had sat to one side, the Bhagavan said this to him: Ananda, for the sake, benefit, happiness, strength, and glory of all sentient beings, retain these Gaya mantrapadas of the Great Dharani. 1. Keep them, 2. Utilize them, 3. Recite them, master them, and remember them. Why so? Because Ananda, the Gaya mantrapadas of the Great Dharani are difficult to find, more difficult to find than the appearance of the Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly completed Buddhas in the world. Because they are like the Umbara flower, you should retain them, keep them, utilize them, recite them, remember them, and master them. 4. Ananda, any devoted son of the family or daughter of the family who bears in mind, takes up, reads, memorizes, or masters these Gaya mantrapadas of the Great Dharani will not die through weaponry, nor through poison, nor through fire, nor through water, nor through the king's punishments. His death will not be untimely. He will not be harmed by gods, demigods, nagas, mahruts, garus, gandharvas, kinnäras, maharajas, yakas, rakshasas, hungry ghosts, pisakas, kumhas, pudanas, katapudanas, buddhas, apasmaras, unmadas, astorakas, chetas, katayas, harm, doers, and kantortas. He will not be harmed by humans or non-humans. He will not be harmed by calculated actions, verbal actions, or mental actions. He will not be harmed by infectious diseases lasting 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or 4 days. Permanent infectious diseases caused by Buddhas as well as those that are brief, those arising from wind, those arising from bile, those arising from phlegm, and those arising from their combination. Accordingly, the Gaya mantrapadas of the Great Dharani are these. The ADYAE/JDALE/DAHADE/AHAJDALANE/DHADE/JDALANE/DHADE/protect me and all sentient beings from all fears and from all harm and infectious diseases. Thus BAHA. Ananda. These Gaya mantrapadas of the Great Dharani were spoken by 770 million perfectly completed Buddhas. Now I also expound them and rejoice. 5. Ananda, any devoted son of the family or daughter of the family who takes up, bears in mind, reads, keeps in mind, or masters these Gaya mantrapadas of the Great Dharani will remember his last 7 lives. he will not turn away from Bodhikata. Accordingly, the Gaya-mantrapadas of the great Dharani are these. The ADYAE/ANTASE/BANDHE/AMAME/ADANE/UPUSAID/protect me and all sentient beings from all fears, and from all harm and infectious diseases. Protect us EAHA. Shannon. These Gaya-mantrapadas of the great Dharani were spoken by 880 million perfectly completed Buddhas. Now I also expound them and rejoice. Shannon. Any devoted son of the family or daughter of the family who bears in mind, takes up, reads, keeps in mind, or masters these Gaya-mantrapadas of the great Dharani will remember his last 14 lives. He will not turn away from Bodhikata. Accordingly, the Gaya-mantrapadas of the great Dharani are these. The ADYAE/BASE/AGGAE/ASI/MAKASI/AKSI/AKASI/AMAKASI/BHUTAE/GISE /NAHIMBIGISE/SABHAVE/protect me and all sentient beings from all fears, and from all harm and infectious diseases. Protect us EAHA. Shannon. These Gaya-mantrapadas of the great Dharani were spoken by 990 million perfectly completed Buddhas. Now I also expound them and rejoice. 6. Shannon. Any devoted son of the family or daughter of the family who bears in mind, takes up, reads, keeps in mind, or masters these Gaya-mantrapadas of the great Dharani will remember his last 21 lives. He will not turn away from Bodhikata. Accordingly, the Gaya-mantrapadas of the great Dharani are these. The ADYAE/rules/MAHA/rules/EBRI/MABTARI/GABHA/NI/SDABHA/NI. Shannon. If any devoted son of the family or daughter of the family protects a dead tree with 4 these Gaya-mantrapadas of the great Dharani or fully safeguards, fully grasps, and fully preserves, pacifying and gladdening, abandoning punishments, abandoning weapons, counteracting poisons, stopping poisons, binding within limits, binding the sky, and binding the earth, and then ties a thread to it, its roots will again grow, its branches, leaves, twigs, flowers, and fruits will also grow. That being so, what need is there to speak of its efficacy with regard to the consciousness and the body? Shannon. The full maturation of previous karma is an exception to this. Shannon. Although the sun and moon are greatly miraculous, powerful, and widely famed as powerful, they may fall to the ground. Shannon. The king of mountains, Sumeru, may move from its place. Shannon. The great oceans are deep, vast, greatly miraculous, and powerful, yet the 4 oceans may gradually dry up and be thoroughly exhausted. Shannon. This great earth may split into 1,000 parts, water may lose its moisture, fire may lose its heat, wine may lose coldness, but these Gaya-mantrapadas of the great Dharani will never deceive. 7. Shannon. If any god, Naga, demigod, Garu 8, Marut, Gandharva, Kinnara, Maharaja, Yak, Krak Asa, Hungry Ghost, Pisaka, Kumha A, Putana, Kataputana, Buddha, Brahman, Krak Asa, Chaya, human, or non-human, or anyone else is in opposition to these Gaya-mantrapadas of the great Dharani. The ADYAE/AGGIALE/BALE/NAL/OHANI/NOHANI/SDABHANI/protect me and all sentient beings, protect us EAHA. Then even the great king Dharani will destroy him by splitting his head into 7 pieces with a single flame arisen from an iron wheel that blazes, intensely blazes, and greatly spreads and blazes everywhere. Even the great kings Viruhaka, Virapaka, and Vidasrava will destroy him by splitting his head into 7 pieces with a single flame arisen from an iron wheel that blazes, intensely blazes, and greatly spreads and blazes everywhere. Even the Lord of the Gods, Indra, will cast Vajras, and even the Lord of Secrets Vajrapala I will destroy him by splitting his head into 7 pieces with a single flame arisen from a Vajra that blazes, intensely blazes, and greatly spreads and blazes everywhere, residing at the royal palace of the Akavatite. 5. He is powerless, his head will split into 7 pieces like a pod of the Arjukit plant. The Bhagavan having thus spoken, Venerable Ananda and the world with its gods, humans, demigods, and Gandharvas rejoiced. They greatly praised what the Bhagavan had said. Thus ends the noble great dharani. 8. Colophon's original Colophon, translated and edited by the Indian abbots Chittamatra and Dadasila and chief editor Lotsa was Ben HD. The translation was also edited using the revised terminology and is now definitive. Publishers Colophon, translated by Junaripo from Aramatedhara I. Fax Pajizung Chenpo, OH. 529, Rajai Udbum, Volume N, BDRCW 22084, 73B 75B, at the request of Kayaj Lama Zoran Pakate, 2021. Reviewed by Vent. Steve Carley. Edited by Vent. Tenzin Samo and Doris Lowe, FPMT Education Services, July 2021. 9. Notes. 1 tip. Jizung Chenpo EGS Ang Senjiags KYIGE, i.e., the secret mantra formulas of the Great dharani. 2. The Tibetan Chongshi has been read here as Chongshi, in accordance with the Ji-Da-U Lo, Li Thang, Pacing, and Snur Thang editions of the BKA Jadur. 3. The Tibetan Longshi has been read here as Longshi, in accordance with the Ji-Da-U Lo edition of the BKA Jadur. For the Tibetan GI has been read here as GIs, in accordance with the Ji-Da-U Lo, Pacing, Snur Thang, and all editions of the BKA Jadur. 5. This is the Pure Land of Vajrapala. Care of Dharma Materials. Dharma materials contain the teachings of the Buddha and thus protect against lower rebirth and reveal the path to enlightenment. Therefore, they should be treated with respect. Printed Dharma materials, as well as phones, tablets, laptops, and hard drives containing Dharma, should be kept off the floor, beds, chairs, meditation cushions, and all other places where people sit or walk. Dharma materials should not be stepped over or put in places where the feet or buttocks will point at them. They should be covered or protected for transporting and kept in a high, clean place separate from more mundane materials. Other objects, including statues, stupas, ritual implements, malas, reading glasses, and so forth, should not be placed on top of Dharma books and devices containing Dharma materials. Avoid licking the fingers to turn the pages of Dharma texts. If it is necessary to dispose of printed Dharma materials, they should be burned rather than thrown in the trash. When burning Dharma texts, visualize that the letters transform into an A and the A absorbs into your heart. Imagine burning blank paper. As the paper burns, recite the Waku or the Heart Sutra, while meditating on emptiness. Lama Zoran Pakate recommends the images of holy beings, deities, and holy objects not be burned. Ideally, if undamaged, they should be put in a stupa. Otherwise, put them high up in a tree inside a well-sealed structure, something like a birdhouse, so that the images are protected from the weather and do not end up on the ground. Foundation for the Preservation of the Mahayana Tradition. The Foundation for the Preservation of the Mahayana Tradition (FPMT) is an organization devoted to preserving and spreading Mahayana Buddhism worldwide by creating opportunities to listen, reflect, meditate, practice, and actualize the unmistaken teachings of the Buddha and, based on that experience, spreading the Dharma to sentient beings. We provide integrated education through which people's minds and hearts can be transformed into their highest potential for the benefit of others, inspired by an attitude of universal responsibility and service. We are committed to creating harmonious environments and helping all beings develop their full potential of infinite wisdom and compassion. Our organization is based on the Buddhist tradition of Lama Tsongkhapa of Tibet as taught to us by our founder, Lama Thubten Yesh, and our spiritual director, Lama Thubten Zoran Pakate. FPMT Education Services. Education is the very heart of FPMT. Through comprehensive education programs, practice materials, and training programs, FPMT Education Services nourishes the development of compassion, wisdom, kindness, and true happiness in individuals of all ages. More information about FPMT education services can be found on the FPMT website as well as in regular news updates. The variety of practice and study materials are available in various languages, in hard copy and digital formats. Foundation for the Preservation of the Makalana Tradition, Incorporated. 1630 to Southeast 11th Avenue, Portland, Oregon 97214. USA Country Code 1 Area Code 50380815888 www.fpmt.org Online Learning.fpmt.org Shop.fpmt.org Foundation for the Preservation of the Makalana Tradition,